Hi, Neely here, and we are back with another redstone build. Today we are going to be building a warped fungus generator. Now this is for collecting up a whole ton of these crimson and warped funguses for you to use in your manual tree farms or for terraforming around your base. This also produces a number of crimson roots, warped roots, and then very, very occasionally some twisted vines. This will not get you any of the sprouts, the little grass-like sprouts. Those have to be farmed manually with shears, and this is a fully automatic machine that can run in the background and produce a whole ton of stuff without you having to do anything other than adding bone meal to the machine. So, let's get an idea of how this thing works. So you just put your bone meal in here, and as you can see, there's two double chests worth of bone meal storage, because the more bone meal you have, the longer the machine will run. And this will run continuously as long as there's bone meal in there to dispense. So you just turn the machine on here. As you can see, it is bone mealing the nylium, producing the plants, and then the plants get broken and collected down here in the chests. And the sides can be turned on and off individually if you only want one or the other of the types, just with these levers up here, disabling one side or the other depending on which ones you need. So let's get started. Over here we have our 11 by 6 area. So the items you'll need for this build are some building blocks. The type don't matter as long as they are solid blocks that can pass a redstone signal. 3 levers, 2 dispensers, 2 regular pistons, 2 sticky pistons, 2 target blocks, 2 redstone comparators, 6 redstone repeaters, 2 pieces of glass, 8 hoppers, 1 rail, 2 mine carts with hoppers, 12 chests, a block of warped nylium, and a block of crimson nylium, 28 redstone dust, 2 blocks of redstone, and then 2 stairs, or these could also be glass. It just needs to be a transparent block of some sort that will allow a chest to open, 2 stone slabs, and then a whole bunch of bone meal. So let's get started. First thing we want to do is set up our collection system. So we're going to go 2 blocks over from the edge, and on the 3rd block, we're going to go back 3 blocks. And then we're going to place a chest in this front area. And then you want to place a hopper going into that chest. Then on top of that hopper, you're going to place your rail. And then we're going to add 2 building blocks on either side. And then we're going to place our dispenser behind that, facing this way. Then we want to place our hopper with minecart on top of the rail. And then very carefully break the minecart out, or the rail out from underneath the minecart. Then we place our block of nylium on top of the minecart, if it will let me do that. Might have to wait. Let's do this. Place it on there. Okay, and then we're going to go up 2 more temporarily with our building blocks. Take a regular piston and a lever. And it's important that you get this all set up before you place the piston, because if the piston sits on top of this block for too long, the nylium will go away and you'll just be left with a block of netherrack. So we're going to place the piston facing down. Gotta turn it on and then turn it off, and that pushes that block down into the hopper with minecart, and then you can get rid of this stuff. Alright, so now we have this going on. In front of that, we're going to place 2 more blocks up and then one over temporarily so we can get our, I'm going to place a stair in front of this one. And you're going to have to probably dig a hole to get down here to get yourself positioned just right. But then you see it pops right there. And then you can get rid of these blocks. Now, next step is going to be setting up our hopper clock. So we're going to need a, right here in the middle, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over, and then on the next block, 3 back, place a building block, then put a hopper going into that block, then break that building block, and put a hopper facing into that hopper. And then on this end, on the second hopper, facing into the hopper, you're going to place a redstone comparator going into this block here. And then coming out of that block, you're going to have a repeater. Then we're going to place a target block back here and a building block. And then we're going to go over 2 more building blocks, and then we're going to go forward 3, and then come up 1. Then on the side facing towards the nylium, you're going to place your piston, and then we're going to get our redstone dust, and we're going to go dot, 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 and dot. And then on this middle block here, we're going to place another repeater set to 3 ticks. That's getting the circuit started. Next, we're going to want to put a building block here, and then kind of build this area up. And you can decorate. These are decorative. This one down here is functional, but the rest are decorative, and you can decorate it however you like. I'm going to place my piece of glass right here on top of the stair. And then we need to put our lever on this block right here, so we can turn the hopper clock on and off, turning the machine on and off. Okay, and then we want to power this switch and place 1 building block in the hopper that's powered, and that's going to be passed back and forth, and each time it goes into this hopper, this comparator is going to register it, sending a signal into this block, which is going to power the machine on a clock, and then this repeater is going to delay that signal long enough for it to bone meal, get a plant, and then this is going to fire and break the plant. So we can now build this up. Then we want to put a hopper on top of this and another building block coming out like that. Put a chest on top of the hopper. Then another hopper going into that chest. And then a chest on top of that one. And this is going to be our bone meal input for the farm. Next we're going to put a building block there, and a slab coming out from that, underneath, just like that. They're going to put another building block like that. Then we need a repeater. Placed on top of the slab. We're going to put a lever up here. Now on the underside of this, we're going to take our sticky piston and a block of redstone. And we're going to put a sticky piston facing down, and then a block of redstone on the face of that piston. So this will allow us to push this down, and the comparator is going to read a stronger signal on this side than is coming through this hopper, and it's going to disable this circuit. So if we want to turn one side off or on, that's how that works. So that is the machine built. And then for the other side, it's just a simple matter of mirroring what's over here. So you would do everything again, only mirrored. So it's kind of just copy from over here directly over to here. So there you go. That's the whole machine. And if we just put some bone meal in here, we can see that this is going to start producing the warped fungus plants for us, and it's going to just run continuously until it runs out of bone meal. And there you have it. And this is going to be a good addition to any manual tree farms you have out there, or as a standalone out in your world that you can just fill up with bone meal, let run, collect as many of these as you need, because if you're planning to grow the new nether trees, unlike overworld trees, they don't drop their saplings. These are basically the saplings for the nether trees. They don't drop those when you harvest them. You have to grow those separately on Nylam by bone mealing the Nylam, and then harvesting the crimson or warped fungus from that. So that's the purpose of this machine, and it works really well. There are some things the roots can be composted, so you can set up a composter nearby to compost those and then feed the bone meal that's made back into the system. It won't produce enough bone meal to be self-sustaining, but it does go a long way to helping you just continuously run the machine and keep the chest from filling up. And there are a number of other options you can do by setting up item filters and that sort of thing to make that more automatic. You could probably set up an item filter to filter out the funguses, and then have the rest of the stuff go into a composter, and then an item elevator to send the bone meal back up into the system automatically. But that's a little bit more complex for this tutorial. This tutorial is just to go through this simple machine that you can set up to start getting yourself a whole ton of the new nether plants. So, I hope you enjoy this. I hope you got something out of it, and you can start building this in your world. And if you like what you saw, don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.